You see?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay.
I don't even know if we're gonna be able to find kids to work at the sunflower. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. Oh, he said it should.
I don't know.
Okay.
Turn it on. Turn that on.
That needs to be on.
No, leave it
No,
up.
it needs to be on now.
Leave it up.
Trying to get them all fixed.
So they're kind of going off and on.
Okay.
There you go. All right, we're ready to start back. Thank y'all for your patience. Next up, we have Human Resources and Risk Management. So Brad, if you'll come on up. We're ready. Looking through Brad's request for 2022 versus 2021. About a $4,931 reduction in the day-to-day operational side of it. But Brad does have a request for a rate increase for one employee and a new full-time employee. So Brad, if you'll explain that to the board.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Commissioner, Chairman and Commissioners. I keep my pencil pretty sharp, so that's why you see the decrease. But I did add on the overall budget and some line items increases based on a projected 5% increase in the cost of living that we've seen in the news and are still starting to realize. So I've asked for an increase for our human resources specialist / risk manager. I'd like to reclassify that position to human resource specialist, risk manager to human resources generalist risk manager. It's a better reflection of the duties that we do in human resources. The position is currently filled by Christy Henley, and she really does do a generalist duty. She's got her thumb on everything and a handle on most things related to HR and risk management. She brings a lot of money into the county being a risk manager. Some of the things she's been able to purchase, ADE equipment, obviously the Health and Wise program that she sponsors. Just recently, all the employees received an orange bag with some suntan lotion in it, or block, and a hat.
Cooling scarf.
Exactly. Yep. So she takes those funds, those grants, and turns it around and uses it to add value added to our employees, and hopefully to eventually lower our claims with our health insurance. Additionally, she handles the workers' comp program and is very good with that. We work well on that, and keeps it all in line, keeps in touch with ACCG. I'm asking for a $5,000 raise for her. I think it's reflective of her duties as a manager and looking at other managers within the county. I asked for this last year as well. And I did go back and try to look at everything she does, and I think that's well justified. What it does for human resources also, and Chairman and I kind of touched on this a little bit yesterday, it's going to show a career path now. One of the other things I'd like to do is reclassify one of the positions from an HR specialist to an HR specialist 2. And then I'm requesting that new position of an HR specialist 1. It's going to show progression within the department. And I think that's important for the county to start on, not only with my department, but all departments. I'm asking for another HR specialist one. In short, when you go to SHRM, which is the Society for Human Resource Management, they're kind of the voice of all things HR, if you will. We're members of that. And when you put the numbers in and it's in your package, it shows that we are actually have been operating short one person. We should have one HR person per 100 employees. Again, this would be an HR specialist one, and it will show some progression within the county. More importantly, approval of this position will free the other HR folks up to do some more of the things we have in mind for goals. Total rewards program, to mention some, salary studies, and getting a better salary plan in line that I collected some information for. This employee would be administratively responsible for some of those things, and then they would grow into an HR specialist position. And I would ask that I would hire that person with HR experience. I wouldn't hire anybody that didn't have any. I just think that's important. But we've been operating kind of short one person. And if you use SHRM, or if you go out there and use any other organizations, illustrative programs that they have, you'll see that we should have that other person. And when I calculated that, I took our full-time, part-time, or supplemental employees. I converted our part-time folks to a full-time equivalency. Basically, if it's 100 part-time people, you count them as 50 full-time people. And then I went with our supplements and used about a 25%. We do a lot of work for the courts and for supplemental employees. Sometimes more than we know, but that would it really reflects that position.
Questions? Talk a little bit about risk management. Looks like the increases are in property insurance liability and workers. No, and insurance claims. I guess that's against our people or vehicles or whatever. So both of those were in the $50,000 increase range from last year. And looks like insurance claims in 2020 was up there pretty good.
Right. And, I mentioned Christy does a good job in this area. There are just some things I think we fell into it last year. We just can't plan on. In one of the areas they did, the property, they said, plan on a 3% to 5% increase. And then the other area, the claims, what we're trying to do with this is just alleviate having to come back to the board and move money out of another fund, whether it be the general fund. You always hope that those claims will go down, but we can't control what happens on the outside. We do the best to control on the inside, but that's where we are in that.
Questions for Brad in reference to risk management?
So if I may, that quick note there on the liability lawsuits, that's the main driver and on that. And that covers the county as a whole.
Any questions?
I just want to tell Brad, I've had 2 good experiences with the insurance. I did a good job on that, and their call center, just for the person that helps you, was excellent. She went out of her way to save me money. One of my prescriptions, I think I mentioned this in one of the meetings, was going up $900. The little girl got on there. She said, "Let me check something else," and put me on hold. She said, "Can you go to this website?" And I couldn't get it to log in. She said, "Well, I'm gonna log in with my password and I'm gonna send it to you." Sent me a card that my prescription cost me $5. She didn't have to do that. She could have said, "Well, I'm sorry, I can't help you," but and then I made one more call to them and answer quick. But,
That's good. That's what we
Yeah.
want.
Yes, it is.
thank you for that.
Any other questions? Thanks, Brad. Now we'll wait for the Good Shepherd Clinic. They're not scheduled till 12 noon. We did send
Oh,
them,
my goodness.
we sent them an email hoping that they would come early. But we're not sure
You want us to go see them?
when they'll actually show up. So for those of you listening to us online, we'll be taking another break, waiting on the Good Shepherd Clinic people to come and provide. And so we'll be back as soon as they're here. Thank you.